Hello, my name is Brandon Thomas.
And my name is Patrick Kirker. Today we'll show you how to make a straight through cable and a copper crossover cable.
We'll walk you through each step from preparing the wires to testing the final cable.
First, we'll start with preparing the materials.
We have our Ethernet cable, which still needs to be stripped. We have our crimper, which will be stripping and also crimping and clipping the excess wires. We have our RJ45 connectors with their jackets, a spare stripper and also utilized to straighten up the wires, and our cable tester, which we will be using to test our cables to make sure that they work properly.
Next, we will be stripping the cables and preparing them to be clipped.
Now I will be stripping the wire. Now I will be untwisting the wires. Roll untwisted. Now I will be straightening and ordering the wires, and the color coding for this is orange stripe, regular orange, green stripe, regular blue, blue stripe, regular green, brown stripe, and regular brown. As you can see, I have them straightened out.
So, now that we have our wires in the proper orientation for a copper straight through, we will be adding it to an RJ45 connector. We need to add it with the pin facing down so that way they are in the correct orientation when we do it on both sides. Now that we have our wires placed through our RJ45 connector, we need to remove the excess slack just by sliding it down as so. We also need to make sure that our wires are in the proper orientation still, which would be white-orange, orange, white-green, blue, white-blue, green, and white-brown and brown. As you can see, it looks like it overlapped, but it did not really overlap. It's just overlapping at the tips, but throughout the bottom of the connector, it is all in the correct orientation. Next, we want to crimp the wires and make sure that they are cut off on the excess and the RJ45 jacket has been crimped down. After you have completed this portion and everything looks like it is correct, you slide your jacket over the top. This little jacket is to protect the clip from breaking off. You will then do the same thing for the other end. Now that our other end has been fed through in the proper orientation, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown, we are going to get rid of the excess slack, crimp, and then put our jacket over. When crimping, make sure your wires are fed through the bottom. Sometimes they can get into these little cracks over here and cause it to not actually cut the wires. Once you crimp, you should be good to go to slide your jacket over and then test the cord. Now that you have both sides of your cord crimped, cut, and secured with a jacket, you will now be placing it on both ends on the cable tester. One cable goes here, one cable goes here. Now with both ends of the cable put into our cable tester, we will now be turning it on to test and see if it is working. As you can see, it is cycling through 1 to 1 on both sides, meaning 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, and so on. That is because we made a copper straight through wire. If it was a different wire, it would probably show 1 to 3 or vice versa, depending on the type of cord that you created.
And that's how you create and test a copper straight through and copper crossover Ethernet cable. Thanks for watching.